What's up, guys? nethervvoid here with more Total War Rome 2 for you, Rome campaign. And I've been doing a lot of reading today, actually. I found a beginner's guide that kind of went into pretty good detail about what you need to do to own people's face in this game. One of the cool things that I was taught about, and a lot of it is maybe stuff you would learn from the tutorial, I don't really know, but if you mouse over the town right here in the summary area, it will tell you what kind of town it is. Some towns get bonuses for, like, you know, food or whatever, and you can see this town is giving me marble as a trade, so I'm going to want to focus this town on that. And basically what this guy was saying is you want to build up a lot of food surplus, at least 20. If you get 20 or above, you get that 20% unit replenishment, which is really good if you're a wartime, faction, which in this game you most likely will be, because Total War Rome 2, a lot of people agree, is not really that fun if you're not doing war. You also get the 5 growth per turn for all provinces. So really, he said, you just want to keep that food at 20 or above. He said he likes to keep a slight surplus because people can do things to you that'll bring that down, so you never want to get below 20. So he said, in other towns, what you want to do is pump up, like, they're not food towns, they're, you know, just regular towns or something, is pump up your science in those towns and things because they don't have any specific bonuses. But go for the bonuses of the towns that you have, right? And he said, so that's how you figure out what kind of towns you have. This is going to be marble, so I need to go trading, probably. I'm not sure if it automatically trades marble with the people I have. I might have to renegotiate my trade routes. And then he said, go to details here. You get a lot more information here. And he said what you can do is, like, let's say you wanted to have a really big science province. What you do is you'd get a bunch of science level 4 buildings, which bring a lot of squalor and real nasty public order effects. And then he said, since you don't get a lot of income from those, just take them off the tax, right? And then you'll get a bonus in public order, and so it should balance out pretty evenly. He said what you really want to do is keep your public order pretty much in balance. You don't want to have too much of a surplus, or obviously too much of a negative. You really want to balance it out so you can get the most tax out of your provinces and the most food, etc., etc. So you can see right here I'm pumping my culture up because that's going to be a big part of public order here. That's why I have my dignitary here, and I just have the one city left to get this whole province, and then I can kind of mess with it as much as I want. Now the public order is giving me a negative to tax rate here, pretty bad, but that will get a little better over time. So also, I'm getting corruption because as you get more and more settlements that you actually control, you don't just aren't just the ruler over, you actually control them and you're building on them and stuff, that corruption number will go up. There are some techs you can get to make it not be so bad, but generally it's just going to go up. So that's kind of some cool stuff I learned. I already knew about this area here, but this is a really great area to kind of check stuff out. You can also hover over your towns and look at how they're helping out your whole, what kind of bonuses you're getting there. So like industry 10%, I think that's the same over the whole province. I think that's what he was saying is, basically when you go into this province thing, this is like one city. Every percent affects everything else here in the province. So this is like 3 different areas of a city, okay? So this whole thing works together. Public order, tax rates, all that stuff, and how you can affect tax rate in a province. Like I said, remember I was like, oh, I wish there was a slider for each province. Well, the way you do that is just go in here and just take it out of the tax loop. So that way you can keep your taxes really high, and it won't affect this province because you're not collecting any tax at all. Now, as you can see, that would really hurt me bad if I didn't collect tax from these guys. So I'm going to keep it on for now and just take the -7 hit. If it keeps going down, I'm not going to be able to do that, but I think it's going to be pretty good coming up. 21 on military presence, -10 for instability. That's because I just took that town. I might wait a few turns to get that up a little bit before I take the last town because I'm going to take another huge hit, and I don't want to go into revolt. Now, I also, because I asked on the forums, I wasn't really sure what happens with this, is once you have a guy who goes in rebellion like this town, right? It's red, it's in rebellion. Public Punic rebels, they got a rebel army and everything. I can take that over without going to war with Carthage. So I might do that just because I want this whole province. and it's night. It's kind of in the middle of my stuff, and I don't want to have somebody right there. That's kind of a good place to be if you're Carthage. So I think in a couple turns, once I let these guys even out, because I've kind of blocked them in. They can't go north now unless they go around me here. They can't do it by land anyway. So I'm going to wait to take this guy. I don't necessarily need him right now. I'm going to wait till this place stabilizes a little bit, and then I'm going to grab that city as long as it's still basically revolting. Another thing, as I actually read up on hammer and anvil tactic, I didn't know what the heck you guys were talking about. I think it was M44, if I'm getting the name right. I'm pretty bad with names, but so I need to bump up my cavalry a little more so that I can do that hammer anvil. I've done it a little bit. I'm mainly using cavalry to hit the units that are behind the scenes. I'm not really smashing in. Basically, hammer and anvil is like get your melee up against their melee, and then take your cavalry around and smash them in the backside while everybody's all busy, you know, in the mix there. So I think for a few turns, I'm not going to be doing any more wartime stuff. I'm probably going to disband this guy because he's costing me a lot of money, and I could just have another army instead. And they don't really do a lot. They can patrol the seas. That's another thing we talked about. I learned about trade. If we look at our trade routes here, I don't think I have any trade routes. I think I can go in here and look. So like shared sea region, you can see piracy, negative 28% to wealth from your commerce that's coming through here. So like, let's see, where would, I don't see any trade routes here. Maybe because I don't have any. I know I have some over here. So here are some trade routes, right? Neutral. So I don't think it's affecting anything. Shared sea region, so there's a piracy in effect here. It probably would be higher if I was at war with Syracuse, which, wow, that's a lot of armies. I don't know what they're doing. But for now it's not, just because... And here are all the people trading on this route here. So that's good. I wonder if this is all my trades. I bet you it is. See exports and imports. But what about that guy? Cyrenacia or whatever. I'm not trading with those guys, I don't think. Because I'm not doing exports and imports. I don't know. But that's how that's affected. So, Sears contested. Piracy's negative 54%. That's because I'm at war with a guy who's touching this area. See how it's red? I'm not at war with anybody over here. Who? Oh, it's probably these guys. See how they're red? See their name is red? So I'm not necessarily at war with them, but I can attack them. I don't have to declare war. So that's why my trade routes are suffering pretty big time because of that. So not only should I attack them because I want that city, I should also do it because they're screwing my trade routes up. I bet you that. So let's go in here. So trade. Let's just do the overview here.
Taxes are set at a fact.
Yeah, that's whatever. We don't care. So see how this guy's getting negative 28? If I took him out of this, let's go in here. And let's go to details and let's take this guy off. And then let's go back to trade. Negative 21 is the lowest one now. Because in taxes, I don't think is... Yeah, see, it's not going to even affect him. Right? And there are actually 5 different tax settings. If you use... I wonder if you use that. No. It's a slider, but it's really only... There's only 5. Normal tax. So that's 1200. It's still not good for me to do that. Let's put it down to this. Why is it not changing? There we go. 1500. And then all the way up is 1900. So that also affects my growth rate. Did you see that? But I'm not going to take these guys out because I actually want the money, even though it hurts me a little bit. It's not a lot, so I'm not too worried about it. What's going on here? Are the officers and commissions that can be allocated to generals. In your faction, when they reach a certain age or rank, there's a power cost associated with the cursus, meaning they can be used to placate useful but potentially dangerous individuals. So like this guy? A member of your family has been found guilty of poisoning his ward to inherit the boy's lands. What would you have us do with him? A serious punishment. The man is a thief and murderer. Who is this guy? Oh, he's of my family? Pardon him. Yeah, that's not good. Let's crucify him. We don't take lightly to this crap. So now I have 2 people in my family. That's awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so glad about that. Okay, so took care of that. What else we got here? So I think we're looking good. We're making a good amount of money for just taking over new cities like that. Usually I'd have to cut down on my tax rate. So I'm going to do an end turn. Actually, and I want to go back into tech because it's actually a bigger deal than I thought. You really want to get, since the economy is not really the same as it is in Civ 5, small percent gains like this affect everything, your whole empire. So 3% wealth from agriculture can really be a big bonus, you know, later in the game and things like that. So I should never really expect huge numbers here, because actually, if I'm building up new armies all the time, this number is going to stay pretty flat. And so these bonuses can really help out a lot, especially with building up new armies and stuff, and managing larger armies. So I'm working on this, and that's because I want 15% missile damage for all land units. That'll make my archers a little bit better. I actually need to get a little bit better archers because my guys are not that great, I don't think. That's ships. 20 shots per minute for all ships. Not really that concerned about ships. See, melee attack for all units, melee defense, charge bonus. I mean, that's too awesome. Another thing he was saying is, like, the provinces you have and stuff that don't have settlements that have good bonuses, use those to, like, create a bunch of military areas and stuff, because it doesn't really matter. You're not losing any money by doing that. So I've studied that. We're good to go. Let's do end turn. I don't expect any crap to show. One thing I also might start doing is cutting out the parts where it's in between turns, because I'm not seeing enemy movements anyway, so it's kind of pointless to watch this part of it. It's not that big a deal now because it doesn't take up a lot of time, but I think in the future it's just going to get worse and worse, so it's something I'll probably be doing. Again, if it's more than 10 or 15 seconds. It does take a lot to stop and start the video because I actually have to stop Audacity and Fraps, and then start them up again and do all, and then a lot of more editing is associated with that. So we're at M here. It's not too bad, but he also said, one of the guys was like, you know, usually you'd want to find a bunch of other factions because then you can trade with them and stuff, but it's counterintuitive because then it makes your turns longer, so that kind of sucks. And that's why there's red right there too, is because those guys are rebels, so I definitely need to take those guys over. That's not bad. But I bet you I can do this. Another thing they said is get trade routes early because they grow over time. And it can be hard to get trade routes once you start going to war with people because it screws up the political balance and everything. So they said, you know, so I've already been doing that, so that's great. They said do that a lot because that's where a lot of your money's going to come in. This faction has marched troops into your lands without permission. Vivisi? Where? Oh. When this sentence was read out, the man broke down and insisted that it was not right for a citizen of Rome to suffer the same fate as slaves and foreigners. Huh. So who are these guys? Are these guys? Yeah, okay, that's fine. As long as they don't screw around too much. What is he doing? I don't really want to... I'm not at war with that guy, am I? A faction rises. A new power has emerged from the chaos of war, ready to make its mark. Oh, I don't... Somewhere far, far away, apparently. Trespasser. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's the same guy. Construction complete. So I actually need to go back and check out all my provinces because I don't know what their strengths are. So this guy's a trading city. Olive oil. Wine, that's another trade city. And then this is just nothing. So I could probably do anything I want with this one. I don't see any bonuses to this guy. Let's look at details to make sure I'm not missing something. Subsistence, culture. Okay, so there's a little bonus to culture there. Maritime commerce. Agriculture. But I'm not sure that's a good idea. Agriculture and industry. Varathia Neapolis. Well, I've got an ag building here. So, 100 wealth from agriculture. So this would be a good build place to probably put more ag buildings, because it does have ag wealth, and I probably should pick something that gives me a bonus to ag wealth. And then one thing he was also saying is it's good to get an arena or something like that, get like a rank 4 to get your public order way up, and that way you can build, build a whole bunch of really nasty buildings and it won't be a big deal. Also, he was showing in this newbie guide that it doesn't really do a lot of good to get the rank 4 buildings, because the benefit is really tiny when you can consider how much negative it also comes with it. And so you spend so much buying that level 4 building that it takes you like 100 turns to see any profit out of it. So he said he generally just doesn't do them. He doesn't do any rank 4 buildings, well, except for like +2 research rate and things like that. He'll do those. Probably should start ranking up some of these buildings though. But before I do that, see how I have +15 order all the time? He's saying like you should do something about that. Go ahead and pump up one of your buildings or something. So how much extra food am I getting from this one too? Let's see. So I'm getting... Should details show me that? It should,
right?
Right?
The enforcement of your rule by the presence of garrison troops, and a useful tool for keeping populations in order.
Okay, I'm not doing any of that, so why would you talk to me about that? Alright, so I'm not seeing the extra food here. I know there's at a Empire level there's extra food, but I need to know... Oh, here we go. 8 food. Oh, I know how to do this. Duh, it's on the... Here we go. So I'm getting 22 growth rate. 5 of it's from the Empire. Province effects 6, buildings 10, food 5. So I probably could build up like this guy, right? See, he gives me 12 public order. That means I could probably build something that gives me less public order. Yeah, that's not it. Here's negative food. What is this guy? I probably should do cultural. So he's getting ag wealth. So is this guy? So I need ag wealth plus buildings. So like this guy should be... I should... see, I don't need spread Latin culture. I've already got 100%, so that seems kind of stupid. 10% wealth from industrial buildings. See, I don't want that. I don't want that. Wealth from all buildings. Unit morale upon recruitment. I don't need that. See, 10%... Well, that's maritime. Where's the ag wealth? Interesting. I think it's probably just this. It's all buildings. So that would be a good idea. Now, if I do this... See, 60 wealth from local commerce, 100 wealth from maritime. I'm going to need this because I wanted to do ships, but I might change that. I might change this to something else. And I might change this building to more of an ag building. So here I'm getting 40 wealth from ag. See, so I can get negative public order and get 9 food from this. And the ag wealth goes up a little bit. But this will get me 10% wealth from all buildings plus 200 extra. Negative 5 food though, so I'm going to pump the food up. But I'm going to need irrigation to do this. So that's what I'm kind of talking about. You got to look at this kind of stuff. Also, when you produce more of a trade good, you get more money from your trade routes. So this would be great too. From ag wealth. I thought there was an ag wealth building. Let's look at... I thought there was. So let's look at... We don't get buildings from that. Irrigation ditches. Let's look at this real quick. See, that's not it. There's a building that gives you, like, plus to ag wealth. I heard he said cattle's not as good as crops. Crops are much better. So, there's a forum, right? 40%. See here, 40% wealth from livestock buildings. See, here it is. 20% wealth from ag buildings. 100% wealth from cultural, trade agreements. That's not what I want. Commerce. See, I don't see any ag wealth buildings. This one's kind of it. So this one is 10% wealth from all commerce buildings as well. but ag and livestock, and I don't really want that. See how it gives you? It gives you negative 10 public order though. 48 wealth, 480 wealth from commerce. That is awesome. So this would be good for livestock, but see how it's 3 food. Okay, commercial simulation 3 plus 3 food from trade, but costs 6,800. See, there's no percent from. This is the only one that gives you ag wealth. So local commerce, wow, that gives you 600 wealth per turn. It costs 5,800. 10% wealth from all commerce buildings, but I don't have commerce buildings. So we kind of don't want that one. I mean, it's good, it's not bad. What's this do? So 90 wealth from ag, 15 food. That's good, but it probably costs a crap ton. Maybe this is it. 10% from ag and livestock, 5% wealth for industrial, 50% from slaves. This is like everything. 40% from commerce, 20% from ag, 16% wealth from industry. That's everything again. 20% from all buildings. I might as well just get that. Bread and games edict, 10% wealth generated by all commerce. 6 public order per turn, negative 10 food. That wouldn't be bad, and that's actually pretty cheap, but you don't get a bonus like you do with these. 150 wealth from industry. That's pretty cool. Yeah. 4 public order negative. That's not that bad. Of course, that's a level 3 building. So you got to really look ahead. Now I know what buildings I want to go after. Now I know why they're important. The wine shop. What's this? Cultural buildings. 10% tariff from trade agreements. 50 wealth, 10% wealth from ag and livestock buildings. This is good. 8 food. It also gives you food. 50% wealth from local commerce. See, this is much better. But that's livestock buildings, and I don't really care about that. I don't have that. 60% wealth from maritime commerce. So mainly he was saying that your food is going to be the biggest issue, and I think it's because he has so many provinces that don't go after food. 60, okay, so 60 wealth. This is bad, except you get 12 food, I guess, but who cares about that? There are other things, though. Let's look at this. Archives. See, these are the plus to rate, you know, plus 20% wealth cultural buildings, 3% tax rate that helps everything. And the guy did say that most of your money's still going to come from tax rate, so you know you can go after that as well. There's the negative 10% corruption in all your provinces. 6% tax rate. There aren't really many buildings out of this one. Ooh, what's this? 8% research, 6 public order, industrial building. Okay. Not a lot out of that one. Brick kiln. What is this? Just industry? Gladiator school. I'd heard that these kind of things. 12 public order. See how this gives you a lot of public order? And there's one higher, I think, that's like a... I can't remember what it is, but it's really cool. Roman town, or small town. Firewatch. What the hell's that? Oh, okay. Ooh, 10% ag and livestock. 2 public order per turn. That's not bad. 10% provincial capital, minor settlement, main chain construction costs. So this is mainly upgrading your towns and stuff too. So here's Circus. He was talking about this too. See, 24 public order. So what you can do with this is pump up your food and then get this guy, and you can have tons of squalor. It wouldn't matter because you have this. 40% wealth from industry. 12% shipbuilding cost. I guess. I really want ag wealth. Yeah, I don't know what these are. So anyway, something to think about. These are just going to be all military buildings. But it should, you know what I should do? I should start going after like one place I really build up a big military province, so I can build all my units out of that and have awesome units right out the gate. Okay, so that's tech. I'm gonna start going after some tech buildings. What I need to do here, though, is start pumping these guys up. And for ag, I'm gonna make these ag. I'm just gonna go after money with these, since I do have, I think, basically 2 ag wealth from agriculture cities, and see how much wealth I'm getting from ag. So even though that one was like only 20% or whatever it was, it's worth it. So, oh, I don't have one of those buildings yet, do I? Wealth from all buildings. So I need to go. I need one of those ag buildings, though. What else do I get from that? Public order. So negative food. 10% wealth from all buildings. I think isn't number 3 or something? Here, let's look at that. I know this is something you guys don't want to see, but it's brand new information, something we haven't talked about before, so I think it's good to check out. Now, I think... Here's number 4. Where's 3? Do you already have it? No. Maybe it's in here. Maybe I just get it automatically. Huh, interesting. I won't know until I build it, probably. So, I kind of thought maybe it's probably 15%. Because I bet you, watch. So we get this, right? No, it's this one. There, let's look at this. This will probably be 20%. Yeah, see. But that's from all buildings, which would be really sweet. And it's 6 order per turn, so that's decent. And the cost is pretty low. I mean, but this is pretty neat, too. 20% wealth from ag buildings. 40% wealth from commerce. Which this is a... No, this is an industry building. Commercial stimulation edict. 16% wealth from industry. Negative 10 order. That's okay. So that could be good, too. This is 20 from all. But this, I get 20 for ag, and I get 150. And I get wealth to commercial buildings, so I'll just have like one of those that's bringing in like a crap ton of money. Alright, so what I'm going to do here... Oop, no, I don't want that. I don't care about that. I'm going to... I need to build these up. What do I need? Construction? I can do this one. It's a level 2. Negative 2 food? I can afford that. What's this one? Subsistence. So this isn't ag, it's just regular. Huh. That one also has wealth from all buildings. Is that cumulative? Plus 15%. Yeah, it is, because 10 and 5, right? So everything's getting like plus 10 and 5 from all buildings. Because this one has 10, I think. Oh, 5. And this one has 5. Oh, and I've got one of these, 5%. So that's 15 to all. Okay. So let's upgrade these hamlets or whatever. Let's do roams. That's like a big bonus right there. It's a negative to food, though. I need irrigation for that. This is an easy one, though. 5 to 10 right there. What's this one? Well, 40 wine. That could bump up my money. So let's see what happens. This is how much I think I'm going to make next turn. 2170. Let's see what happens when I do this. Oh, it's going to take 3 turns. That's okay. I can't do this one now. That's okay. Got to keep building up the main province here. Trait gained. 15 unit experience gained per turn. Nice. Yeah. They hate me. Where's this guy? Oh, good. Alright, so, I think we're done here. Sorry that pretty much took a whole episode, but I wanted to talk about all the things I've learned about this game. Even a lot of people were saying that they couldn't believe, and whoa, what's this dude doing here? What's up, bro? Get out of here. That there were so many different things that you needed to know about this game. Oh, this guy. Oh, okay, he has a guy. That's right. Okay, so that's going to do it for this episode. Let me know what you think about all those things. There are a lot more guides. I think I'm going to keep reading different guides because I want to know like why I would pick certain things and some strategies for the overall game. Because that's one of the weaker points of this game is that there isn't a lot of strategy. It's not obvious that there is, and so that's why it seemingly is getting just some bad reviews because people don't it's not obvious enough how you can change things or have big impacts by picking different things. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'll see you next time, guys.